Hey everyone, welcome to this week's wildlife vlog. I'm here in San Antonio, Texas, visiting my dad and his family for Thanksgiving. So obviously, the animals here are different than the ones in Virginia, and the first thing I think of in Texas are the reptiles, and I actually did see a few. Here you can see some lizards that have been hanging out near the garage. Unfortunately, I haven't seen any snakes yet, which may be a good or a bad thing. I have a few more days, so we'll see if anything changes in the next podcast. Of course, anywhere you go, you're going to see all sorts of birds. There were plenty of songbirds. I'm not sure which type of bird this is, but it was fairly beautiful. I also ran into huge flocks of this bird. They remind me a little bit of European starlings with their huge swarms and their shrill calls. One of the most interesting, I thought, was this roadrunner, which looks sort of like a giant mockingbird. Once again, since this is Texas, I was looking for all sorts of interesting animals, maybe armadillos, or bears, or wild hogs. But I didn't see much of anything. The only thing I did see was our family dog. His name is Barkley. It's a little bit of a lame name, but he's a cute dog. And here's a close-up of one of Barkley's bones. He chews on this all the time, and we leave it in the backyard because it's still got a little bit of meat on it. To these flies, it must seem like a whole planet of food as they walk across it, just slurping it up with their creepy mouth parts. Here we can see the hint of a mammal, perhaps a raccoon or a fox. Looking closely, we can see that it's filled with hair and seeds, so this might be the poop of an omnivore. Now it's serving as a food source for these scavenging ants, as well as this fly larva, which may very well be in trouble if it can't get away from the hungry jaws of this voracious ant. After foraging, these ants bring the nutrients back to their nest. This is actually a close-up of a fire ant mound. These mounds are all over Texas, and it pays not to step on them. Another biting insect, these mosquitoes were very irritating. Every time I stopped to film, they would swarm all over my arms. No matter where I go, mosquitoes are my least favorite animal. I'm not sure what type of spider this was, whether or not it was venomous, but it was fairly large, about the size, I'd say, of a dollar coin. One of the last invertebrates I saw here was a bit unexpected. San Antonio has a lot of garden snails. You would think that in this semi-desert environment you wouldn't see a lot of snails, but they're everywhere. Looking at the branching structure on this one's shell, I would say that this snail might have some sort of parasite, some sort of shell-eating disease. However odd this creature may be, I find myself feeling a little bit sorry for it. Alright, that's about it for this week. I'll try pretty hard to find a snake before I leave, but I will not promise anything. If you want to see more cool videos, check out my YouTube channel. Or you can check out my Instagram where I have all sorts of cool wildlife pictures. That's it. See you guys next week.